Creativity isn't just something you do, but it is how you live. It's how you think. It's how you feel. It's how you experience the world. So I just realized while editing that I never properly introduced myself to you guys. So, hi, I am Micah Althea. I am a creative. I've been creative since the time I was born. I like to think that when I was created, God, a whole bunch of like magical, creative, artistic fairy dust on me, just like, and I mean, yeah, I've been artistic, creative in one way or another since the time I was born. I like to think that everyone's creative. Everyone was born with creativity inside of them. And as a person whose life's mission is to just embrace their creativity, freedom, and inspire, heal, encourage the world through my creativity and my art, I just really wanted to share all the things that I've learned throughout the years, my career and time as a student, just growing and learning about myself as a creative, as an artist. I've created this 7-part series. This is the first video in the series where I will break down all the different techniques, practices, the different things that I like to incorporate in my life to just help grow my relationship with creativity and the ways in which I practice and exercise my creative muscles pretty much on a daily basis to just make sure that I'm able to maintain a strong and consistent connection with creativity. It's something that's never the same. Every day is new, but it's something that I'm extremely passionate about, and I just wanted to take the time to share with others to hopefully help encourage someone to discover something new about themselves, to embrace a side of them that maybe they've been too afraid to embrace, or for those of you who already consider yourself to be a creative or an artist in some way, to help you expand or grow within that. So yeah, with all of that being said, let's go ahead and jump straight back into the video. Creativity, I like to think of it like a lifelong journey. It's something that's constantly ebbing and flowing, just like water. If you think of any river or stream, or even the waves in the oceans, the tide comes in and it comes out. It's high, it's low, it's fast, it's slow. It's constantly evolving and changing, and that's how creativity is. Sometimes we have a ton of it. Sometimes we struggle a little bit with connecting with it, but I found different ways in my own life to make sure that there's a level of stability when it comes to my creativity. It's still not always the same, but if I am finding myself in a creative block or a low tide, I've developed some ways in which I like to re-inspire or reignite that creativity within me. Creativity is always evolving, just as we are evolving. As we grow and change, so does our creativity. I know a lot of times when I talk to other people about creativity or being an artist, one of the common things that I hear for people who may not self-identify as an artist, they like to say that creativity is just something that you're born with. You have it or you don't have it. But I always like to argue and say that creativity is within all of us. I am someone who believes in God. I believe in a higher power, and I always look at God as the ultimate creator. God being the creator of nature, the universe, the stars, us, that creativity that was used to create us and all that we are surrounded by on a daily basis, that is the same creativity that was put within each and every one of us. It's not that you don't have creativity. Sometimes we've just lost our connection to our creativity, but that doesn't mean that you don't have it. It's inside of you, deep within. Always think of children. Children, before they reach the age to where they're aware of society and expectations and ways of being or thinking or feeling, they just have this innate curiosity and freedom and creativity that just flows out of them constantly. We all were children once upon a time. We all have that within us. It's just a matter of, like I said, reconnecting and almost returning back to that childlike state. For me, I remember the turning point in my relationship with my creativity. And that was my sophomore year in college, in university. I don't remember specifically the course I was taking, but it was one course in particular that was really challenging for me because it required me to think creatively, but in a very different way than I was used to doing. And I remember struggling in the beginning because my art before that, I would get ideas, but a lot of my inspiration was external or perhaps from other things that I was experiencing or taking in my daily life. I was able to take what I was feeling and find external things or techniques that I felt like match what I was trying to express. And I was able to use those to help me cultivate my own art. But after this class, my relationship with creativity became more internal. It was something where I could be doing nothing. I could be doing my homework, washing dishes, driving a car, laying in bed. And I received downloads that I couldn't explain in any other way but divine. I felt like God was giving me these visions and these downloads. And they weren't coming from things I was seeing online or in books or anything. They were things that would just pop in my head and I could visually see them. Almost like, I think the best way to explain this is like, That's So Raven. For those of you, if you know, you know. But That's So Raven, she used to have those visions and she'd just be doing something regular and she like zoom in and like focus and like, it was almost like she would black out in a way and she would be able to see these very clear visual visions of the future. It's kind of like that. When people ask me like, how did you get the idea for that? Like, That's So Raven, except That's So Micah. That sounds kind of weird. But anyways, you get what I'm trying to say. Here is one thing that I've learned. Creativity isn't just about having an idea for something, whether it's a song or a painting or a new business. It's really about nurturing your ideas, nurturing yourself, and nurturing that innate creativity that lives within all of us. I didn't just wake up one day with this deep connection to creativity. It's something that took time, it took practice, and it took a lot of deep diving within myself to get to this point. And I'm not even satisfied where I am. Like, I love it, but I'm constantly finding ways to evolve it and grow it. And I've also learned, even in my own walk with spirituality, that alone has also really increased my ability to feel and connect with creativity, not just within me, but all around me. over time, I've really had to learn to cultivate and grow this relationship with creativity. And I found a few things that have really helped me. And I was sitting the other day and I was like, if someone were to ask me, how did you cultivate and grow this relationship with creativity? If I'm starting at ground zero, square one, what are some steps that I can take to do what you've done, to reach my own connection with my own inner creativity? And this is what I would suggest. Number one, mindfulness and meditation. Learning to be still and to be quiet and to be present and grounded really, 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 really elevated not just me as a whole, but also my relationship with creativity. But I do find that when you start from a place of quiet and calm, through moments of mindfulness and meditation, whether at the beginning of your day, the middle of the day, the end of the day, or all three, it allows for things to just flow. Number two, reading. Books, magazines, newspapers, signs, just reading of all forms. Poetry, it helps. I'm a visual artist. Reading poetry, though, has expanded the way that has expanded my creativity in ways that it hadn't been before. Viewing other art, learning about history, learning about other cultures and practices, learning more about your own cultures and practices, family history, learning about astrology, learning about biology, all of those things help. When I took graphic design in college, that was the first time I realized how biology, nature, God's creation, math, and visual art all come together. The same patterns that you find in art and design are found within the wings of a butterfly, or the makeup of a cell, or the small details on a leaf, or even the pattern within the eye, if you look at it under a microscope, or the ripples in the water. It's little things that we often overlook that can transform your mind and transform your creativity and also your connection beyond yourself, but with everything around you. And that kind of goes into tip number 3, which is spending time in nature. I have learned over the years that there is no greater art form, no greater inspiration than that of which God has created. And nature is one of God's most beautiful creations. So spending time in nature, that's the key. The colors, textures, sounds, they are a constant inspiration and connection to more. Number 4, creative exercises. Practice. Not just even practicing to better a technique or an ability, but practicing to form that connection. Because sometimes just scribbling can, I don't even know the word, can just fuel something in you. And just sometimes things just click in a way that we can't even explain. Pushing yourself to experiment without any sort of particular expectations or outcomes. Just engaging your right brain in a way that it's not been engaged before, or isn't engaged in often makes a huge difference, especially if you maintain that over a period of time and just incorporate it in your lifestyle, in your everyday life. Which again flows into number 5, which is looking at shifting your mind and your perspective from creativity being just something you do to it actually being integrated into your life and it being a lifestyle. It took a lot of time and just learning myself, but learning to prioritize what feels right within rather than what external factors in society and other people are telling you should be right or is right makes a huge difference. Creativity isn't just something you do, but it is how you live. It's how you think. It's how you feel. It's how you experience the world. So if you ever feel stuck or like you're not creative, close your eyes, take a deep breath, understand why you may be feeling that way, and then push it to the side. Because I promise you, you aren't lacking anything. All that you need already lives within inside of you. That creativity that you desire, it's already within you. You just have to nurture it, love it, give it space, be kind to it, and trust yourself. Trust and know that it will show up in the most unexpected times and in ways that you may have never even imagined or hoped for yourself. This is the first video in a new series that I'm creating for you about unlocking your creativity. Whether you're an artist, a writer, a musician, or just someone looking to bring more freedom, imagination, and creativity into your life. I'll be sharing everything that I've learned, things that I've learned that have helped me with creative flow, inspiration, and how to make creativity a natural part of my world, my life, my day-to-day, a part of my being. I am so excited that you are going to be joining me to unlock, unleash, grow, cultivate, experience freedom and creativity. Like I said in the beginning, it's something that ebbs and flows. It may not come right away, and that's okay. But that doesn't mean that it's not there, and that doesn't mean that it's not coming. I'm so excited because, like I said also, even though this is what I do, not only as a career, but it's who I am. It's in the fiber, the makeup of me. When I'm not creating, I just don't feel like me. It's a part of my purpose. It's part of who I am. And I think another part of my purpose is helping others connect and channel the creativity within themselves, because creativity is freeing, it's healing, it's nurturing, and it just feels so good. Even if you're not creating something every day, just being able to have the mindset and the experience of creativity within everything you do will, I promise, it will change your life forever for the better. So, with that being said, I'm so excited, and I will see you guys in the next video.